Have you ever felt so stuck that no matter what you did, nothing changed? You just kept living the same old life, day after day, never really going anywhere or doing anything that mattered to you. Or perhaps you've reached a point in your life where you feel like you have everything. Money, success, but something inside you is still deeply unhappy. Despite all the good things in your life, you can't shake this feeling of emptiness and despair. There's this one story that I came across recently. It goes like this. There was a man who had dedicated his entire life to becoming the world's greatest swordsman. He trained rigorously, honing his skills day in and day out. And finally, when he was 70 years old, he became the best swordsman in the world. But one day, as he was practicing with his sword, he realized that his biggest rival had beaten him. In a flash of insight, he understood that if he continued to live in denial of his situation, he would eventually die with his sword still unsheathed. So he put his sword down, walked over to his rival, and asked him to be his student. The rival accepted, and the old swordsman spent the rest of his days teaching everything he knew to his young apprentice. When he finally passed away, it was his rival who took his place as the world's greatest swordsman. Now, think about this for a second. Up until the age of 70, this man's life had been filled with purpose and drive. He had something to strive for, something to work towards. But once he achieved his goal, he became complacent and stuck in his ways. He refused to acknowledge the changing times and the emergence of a new generation of swordsmen. And as a result, he lost his edge. He lost his reason for living. This story is a powerful reminder that no matter how successful we become, we must always stay open to change and be willing to learn from those around us. Otherwise, we risk becoming irrelevant and losing our sense of purpose. This might sound harsh, but sometimes we need to lose everything before we're willing to change. Now, I'm not saying that you should go around destroying everything you have. That's not what I'm saying at all. But there are times where you will get so desperate that you have no other choice but to change. Sometimes we have to lose everything before we're willing to change. Let me ask you this. When's the last time you got so frustrated with yourself that you decided to change? What caused that change? Was it a particular event or a gradual realization? Let me know in the comments. Now, I want you to close your eyes and imagine this. You're standing at a crossroads in life, torn between two paths. One path represents the life you're currently living, a life that may seem comfortable and familiar, but ultimately leads to emptiness and despair. The other path is unknown and uncertain, but it represents the possibility of a new beginning, a chance to pursue your true passions and live a life that is meaningful to you. On the other side of this fork in the road lies everything that you've ever wanted. You can feel it in your gut, but fear is holding you back. Fear of the unknown. Fear of failure. Fear of what others might think. If this sounds like you, know that you're not alone. We all experience fear when faced with the prospect of making a major life change. But the truth is, fear is just a feeling. It doesn't have to control us. We have the power to choose what we do with it. We can choose to let it paralyze us with inaction. Or we can choose to use it as fuel to propel us forward towards our goals. So, take a deep breath, embrace the fear, and let it motivate you to take action towards the life that you want. Are you ready to take the first step towards a more fulfilling life? Are you ready to say goodbye to the old you and hello to the person you meant to be? Let me know in the comments. You see, we often allow fear to dictate our actions because we afraid of what might happen if we do undo what it tells us to do. But the reality is, we're capable of so much more than we realize. We just need to believe in ourselves and have the courage to take risks. As the great poet and philosopher Khalil Gibran once said, quote, "When you bring forth what is in you, and there is nothing left to bring forth, then you are an empty vessel. But if you bring forth what is in you, and there is still something left in you, then you are a full vessel. Don't settle for being half full. Strive to become a full vessel, brimming with the richness and depth of your own unique essence. Embrace the unknown, my friend, and let your journey begin. Let me know in the comments.